money roll, yeah, I'm looking at the bank statements, I do not want to tell, yeah, nuts with my gang, you be just a stain, cover on my chain.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys are having a great day as usual. So for this video, guys, I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm going to be reacting to a scene that I loved growing up, that I was super scared growing up of, and that always just kept me on the edge of my seat. It's from a movie I love, Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park, the best Jurassic Park ever made so far. And the scene that I'm reacting to is the Raptors stalking the kids throughout the kitchen. An amazing scene, really well done, really well shot. I consider this scene almost to be a masterpiece and one of the most iconic scenes from the whole franchise or trilogy or Jurassic Park movies made up into this moment. Crazy stuff, guys. I love this scene just simply because of the effects that Steven Spielberg is able to use. He uses practical effects, animatronics, and CGI, but he does it in such a way where you kind of don't know what is being used at when, right? Because the lighting is really lowered in this scene, so it's just a perfect blend of each type of special effects. And it's done in such a good way that it almost still holds up to this day. You know what I mean? Like 20 years later, 20 plus years later, and it still holds up. And some of the scenes in this movie actually look better than the scenes from the recent Jurassic Park movies. So it's a real credit to Steven Spielberg and the special effects team that worked on this movie. The child actors and actress in this movie, amazing job. They were able to build up the tension so spectacularly, so like amazingly throughout the scene. Just great child actors. Usually child actors kind of mess up the scene or mess up the moment, or they're not able to convey their emotions properly. So the fact that these two are able to just instill that fear and create those emotions, you could see throughout their face and their body language, how they're moving, that they really were scared, or they really were, like, their lives really were in danger. To be able to do that at such a young age is just amazing, and they did a great job, like I said, just building tension throughout the whole scene. Just the whole element that they're getting chased, it's like a cat and mouse type of thing, because the Raptors are still intelligent and smart enough to understand how to kind of work together and try and catch their prey, where the two kids are trying to work together to escape. So it's like a cat and mouse little situation in an enclosed environment or area. So it kind of just builds up that level of tension. And like I said, Steven Spielberg directing it is just the icing on top of the cake, right? It's just like the cherry on top that makes everything good. And all these elements kind of mesh together to make this scene an amazing, masterful, and like I said, timeless. This scene will always be timeless. I'll always watch Jurassic Park and just kind of be shook of the scene. It will always instill that little bit of tension and fear in my heart because of such a great job it was done throughout by everybody working on it. So let's jump into the clip. Hopefully it's good. We'll have a little discussion after. Let's go.
Timmy, what is it? It's a velociraptor. It's inside.
Damn.
Follow me.
Holy smokes, guys. Woo! Alright, guys, great stuff. Holy smokes, what a crazy scene, filled with tension, filled with fear, filled with just kept you on the edge of your seat, you know? Just had you kind of like sitting there in suspense, ready to see what's gonna happen next. Great stuff, like I said, by the child actors. I always, whenever I watch the scene, I always think Tim is gonna die when he's running towards the freezer because he's running so slow. And the Raptors just catching up right behind him like every second. So I always get like on edge, a little bit of like anxiety when he's running towards the freezer. I love how Lex used that like reflection trick on the Raptors, and it kind of distracted them and gave them enough time to kind of just move around and catch up with each other, like both Tim and Lex. So I love that little reflection thing she does. And that's pretty much to prevent the Raptors from killing Tim, her little brother. And if you pay close attention, like I said earlier before we watched the scene, you could kind of see where they use the practical effects, where they use the animatronics, and where they use the CGI. Like I said, the lighting does a good enough job to hide all of those effects. So even the transition with the effects is phenomenal. It's a masterful scene, and the way the effects team and Steven Spielberg were able to like make it all mesh together is just great, guys. And I forgot, there are a few iconic moments in this scene, like when the Raptors tapping its claws on the ground. I mean, people remember that stuff to this day. That's one of those iconic moments that happens, I think, like 2 or 3 times throughout the movie, like the Raptors tapping its claw. And like I said, you got to remember, at the time that movie came out in 1993, we had never seen dinosaurs on screen the way that Steven Spielberg was able to bring to life. So you got to always give kudos. He was the first person to kind of introduce dinosaurs onto the big screen and able to kind of build that world up of Jurassic Park. So you always got to give Steven Spielberg and that effects team a lot of credit. They did a great job, and I do think Steven Spielberg is the greatest director of all time, and I don't even think it's close. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this scene, what you guys think of Jurassic Park. Are the newer movies better than the older movies? Do you like this scene? Whether or not, what scene do you like out of all the Jurassic Park movies? Let me know anything in the comment section relating to Jurassic Park and where you find yourself and what you like about the franchise or the movies or the Steven Spielberg directing this movie particularly. Let me know in the comment section. Let a brother know, because I want to know. Anyways, guys, hit the like button because it helps the video and the channel grow a lot. But I'm going to wrap the video up, so take care of yourself. Stay safe, because it is a crazy world and there are a lot of crazy people. But most importantly, guys, you already know by now. Peace.